Imagine being unable to escape your reflection. A strange device calibrated to expose every flaw, every weakness, and every hidden contradiction of the person standing before it. Yet instead of using it to examine ourselves, most of us spend our lives turning that glass outward. We point at society, at our families, at complete strangers. Looking through that lens, it becomes remarkably easy to identify arrogance, selfishness, and laziness in the people around us. Yet somehow we remain completely blind to those very same qualities when they emerge within ourselves. Left unchecked, this habit transforms what should be a tool of awareness into a weapon of judgment. We use it to criticize, to assign blame, and to construct a comforting illusion of superiority over everyone else. Obsessively diagnosing the world never improves it. It merely traps us in a state of constant irritation, turning us into full-time critics rather than active participants in our own lives. The fatal flaw of pointing the mirror outward is the absence of context. When we judge another person, we observe only the final action while remaining blind to the struggle that produced it. Almost every negative interaction conceals an invisible burden. The person you perceive as rude may be an exhausted parent, an anxious student, or a deeply disappointed friend carrying a battle you cannot see. This is the difference between a single action and an entire life. When we judge a brief interaction, we are grading a single page while ignoring the hundreds of hidden chapters surrounding it. We overlook the years of context that give meaning to the story. Once you recognize how little information you truly possess, your response begins to shift. Instant criticism no longer feels intelligent. Patience and tolerance become the only rational response. Evaluating an entire life through a single moment produces a distorted conclusion. It ignores the weight of unseen chapters and transforms a shared human struggle into a reason for condemnation. But there is also a personal cost to this outward focus. Imagine standing beside a fence while staring endlessly at your neighbor's garden as your own soil slowly dies beneath your feet. This is the behavior of the outward focused individual. They spend their days cataloging every weed, every dying flower, and every imperfection in someone else's yard. Meanwhile, their own potential quietly withers. They do not fail because they lack knowledge. They fail because their attention is pointed in the wrong direction. Becoming an expert in the flaws of others serves a hidden psychological purpose. It becomes an effective distraction from confronting our own stagnation. Pointing out the failures of others is an easy fantasy to maintain. It acts as a defense mechanism, shielding us from the difficult and unglamorous work of genuine self-improvement. The ancient Stoics proposed a simple solution. Stop diagnosing the external world. The mirror must finally turn around and face you. And when it does, a striking contradiction emerges. We compare our harsh criticism of others with our remarkable tolerance toward ourselves. We step into what might be called the excuse room. This room is filled with comfortable rationalizations. It contains broken promises, abandoned habits, and endless delays where responsibility is pushed into tomorrow. It reveals a strange paradox. We demand perfection from burdened strangers, yet we grant endless forgiveness to our own broken standards. True growth requires discomfort. Honestly confronting our excuses destroys the illusion of unearned superiority and forces us to take responsibility for our lives. This is where real transformation begins. Compassion belongs outward. Discipline belongs inward. Patience for others. Accountability for yourself. Grace for the struggles you cannot see. Honesty for the weaknesses you can. Because wisdom is not becoming a better judge of the world. Wisdom is becoming a better observer of yourself. So the next time you feel the urge to criticize someone, pause. Offer grace to the story you cannot see. Then ask yourself the harder question. What within me still needs work? Criticizing others leaves the world exactly as it was. But turning that same scrutiny inward gives you the only leverage you truly possess: the power to change the direction of your own life.